All right, so we're going to do some practice on percent increase and decrease. We're going to try a couple problems together, and then I'm going to have you do a couple on your own. All right, so first question says the average fine for entering a national forest wilderness without a permit increased from 65 to 78. What is the rate of increase? That's the same thing as percent of increase. So we're going to start off by making the box, part, percent, and whole. And I'm just going to remind you that whole is always your original amount. Part is always your new amount. All right, so if we're starting at $65, that's your original amount. And now it's $78. It went up to $78. We want to know what is the percentage of increase. So here's the box. Now let's set up the equation to solve. So part equals percent times whole. So 78 is equal to x times 65. Now we want to solve for that. We want to get x by itself, which means we need to divide both sides by 65. So I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to do 78 divided by 65, which gives us 1.2. Now that's not our answer. We got to make sure that that is a percentage, so I'm going to go over twice, which makes it 120%. Still not our answer. If we start at 100%, that's what our starting rate is, then now we are at 120. That's an increase of 20%, and you can find that by just subtracting. So 120 minus 100 is a 20%, and just make sure you write that it's an increase. It's going up. If it's above 100, it's going to go up, increase. And that is your answer. All right, so number 2. All right, a manager's salary at Green Dot increased from $48,000 to $51,300. What's the rate of increase? Okay, so again, we're going to start with the box, part, percent, and whole. Whole is always your original amount, so our original amount here is $48,000. The part is $51,360. And our percent is x. All right, so we're going to start with part, percent, and whole. So our part was $51,360. Then we have x for the percent. Whole is 48,000. Now I'm going to solve for x by dividing both sides by 48,000. So I'm going to take 51,360 in the calculator and divide it by 48,000. When I do that, I get 1.07. Again, I'm not done yet, so I'm going to move that over twice to give me 107%. Still not done, okay? If we start at 100% and now we're at 107, I'm just going to subtract to find that that is a 7% increase because it's above 100. All right, number 3, an employee's salary increased to $45,000, which is 15% raise. Now, 15% raise means that it went up 15%. So we're not going to use 15%. We're going to add that percentage to 100. Every time it goes up, it increases by, we add it to 100, which the percentage we are now using is 115%. What is the original salary? All right, so part, percent, whole. The original amount we don't know. That's what we're asked to find. So we're going to put that as x. Our percentage is 115%, so I'm going to move it over twice, 1.15. And our part is our new salary. So that's 45,000 is the new salary she's earning. And that's our box. So let's set up the equation, part, percent, and whole. So 45,000, 1.15, and x. So we're going to divide both sides by 1.15. So I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to do 45,000 divided by 1.15. And I do get a pretty long answer here. 39,130.43. I'm going to stop there. This is asking us to round to the nearest whole number. which would be that 0. So I'm going to look at the 4. 5 or above, give it a shove. 4 below, let it go. So we're going to let that go. So we have $39,130 as our original salary. Now that makes sense because that's lower than what she's making now, and since it was an increase, that would make sense. All right, number 4, gas prices decreased from 4 to 3.80. What's the rate of decrease? What's the percent of decrease? All right, so we're going to start with part, percent, and whole. So it started at $4 per gallon. That's my original price. And it went to $3.80. So that's my new price. I want to know the percent. So here's my box. So part, percent, and whole. So $3.80 is equal to x times 4. I want to solve for x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So I have $3.80 divided by 4, which gives me 0.95. Okay, now that's not my answer. I got to make it into a percentage, so I'm going to move it over. And I get 95%. Still not my answer. Okay, this is a decrease, so you're going to notice that this percentage is below 100. So I'm going to take 100 first and subtract 95, which means that it went down 5%. So it's a 5% decrease. Remember, it always starts at 100, and since it's at 95% now, that means it went down 5%. All right, number 5. The table shows the number of hours you spend online last weekend. What is the percent of change in your online time from Saturday to Sunday? All right, so and there's the chart that gives us the information. So part, percent, and whole. Now from Saturday, that means Saturday is your original value. That's your whole. So if you look at the chart, the original value is 2. Sunday would be your new value, 4.5, and we're looking for the percent of change. Percent of change is the same thing as percent increase and decrease. All right, so part equals percent times whole. So 4.5 equals x times 2. We're going to divide both sides by 2. So let me take that calculator. 4.5 divided by 2. And you get 2.25%. So I'm going to move that decimal place over twice. So 225%. Now that's not our answer. It starts at 100% and it went all the way up to 225. So 225 minus 100 means that it was 125% increase. And just make sure 2 is smaller than 4.5, so that would make sense. Okay, and that would be